I've lived in Reykjavik for over 20 years, but I've never really explored the city, and there's a lot I've never done, so that's what we're doing today. First up, I went to the Sun Voyager. It's meant to convey the hope of a new land or something, but let's be honest, it's just a cool space Viking ship. On the way to the next stop, I spotted Aaron, and it seems like he's living his best life. Good for him.
Look at all those chickens!
Here you can see our next stop. This is one of the few buildings I actually remember being built, as it finished construction in 2011. It is called Harpan, which means harp, if you couldn't figure that out, and it's a concert hall. Here you can see the lighthouse I was too lazy to walk up to because the wind was crazy. And that is Tuvan. I was also too lazy to walk up to that, or swim, I guess. For some reason the Navy was parked outside. Now there isn't really a lot to see when there isn't a concert going on, but the architecture even from the inside is really cool. There's also a lava show in the basement, but I've yet to go, so I do not know if it's good or not. I am convinced this is the windiest place in the country. It is always horrible when I go here. In this part of town there's a lot of cool art just everywhere, but I'm not smart enough to understand it. And we've made it to the main attraction. I hope I don't have to blur everything. But yeah, coming here did kind of ruin my confidence. But hey, at least you can sword fight with your girlfriend now. YouTube, this is all artistic, so please do not ban me. But yeah, now I really lost all my confidence. Thankfully my girlfriend wasn't with me. How some of these things were even used to reproduce, it really blows my mind. But hey, I finally found something my own size. Humans really do know how to make the grossest things cute. Okay, I think I take it back. Look at this guy. Why do I feel an evil presence watching me? Here's a wall of famous Icelandic men, and I've made it my life goal to join them up there. Yeah, now my confidence fell harder than Luke in episode 5. Oh my god. This thing is as tall as me. And here we have the world's largest thing. Yeah, no, I cannot imagine. You know, I'm not even impressed anymore. Hey, look, I made it. Oh, I wanna go, but I need to keep on schedule. Yes, I see. Very exquisite. And finally, time for the best traditional Icelandic food. Hot dogs. I've tried hot dogs in a few different countries, but none of them even come close to these. And with the cocoa milk, the best combo in the world. And now time for a peaceful little stroll. This is Ingólfstorg. I used to skate here when I was hip and cool. Tray flips and ollies and all that, you know? Except I could barely ollie. I recommend coming here if you're in Iceland around Christmas because it's really pretty around those times. And now we're in Östersæti, which is about as downtown as you can get here. There's a song named after this street by our national treasure Latte, which I recommend. Oh, and I don't think this happens every day, but as I was walking down here, a man pulled down his pants and started peeing in front of me, which was interesting. You can see him over there in the green shirt. Shame on you. This is Austurvöllur, which is by Alþingi, which is where they blabber all day about useless things which turn into laws. For some reason, this statue just goes so hard. Here you can see the second most beautiful city in the city. What? Church in the... Okay. It's also really fun feeding the chickens over here. And during peak winter, you can actually skate on this ice, which is really fun. Not that I've done it before, but it looks really fun. And over here is City Hall. I don't know what they do in here, but there's a cool map, so let's go in. It was closed, but to distract you, look at this cool lake. Fret not, young ones, I found another entrance. Okay, that was also closed, but look, cool map, huh? For some reason I've always really liked this map. It shows elevation and I swear it's a lot bigger in person. Not the first time I've had to say that. And here you can see Reykjavik. Oh yeah, another fun story about this lake. My cousin, when he was about 4 years old, fell into it and had to be saved by a random man with a plastic bag. I just love walking past beautiful buildings with their beautiful building platforms. I go downtown so infrequently, I genuinely didn't know we had pigeons here. Thought I was a goner for a second there. And welcome to Taxi Central. This is Arnarhóll. It's named after me, so I'm actually pretty cool. And if you walk up these stairs and reach the top of the hill, you'll see Ingólfur Arnarson, which is the first settler of Iceland, and he happens to be my son. This is a famous walking street with a lot of stores and places to eat, so if you need souvenirs, come here. And from this street you get the best view of the church. A lot of people I've talked to have been surprised by the amount of cats in Reykjavik, and yeah, there's a lot of them. This is Leifur Eiríksson, the real founder of America. You may also know him from Vinland Saga. I don't know why I expected the church to be open at 12 on a Sunday, but as Jesus once said, you live and you learn. I never noticed just how colorful this place is, but I must say it's really nice. You need to try the ice cream here, it's so good. And over there you can see our starting point, which shows you just how small this place is. I found some funny parody t-shirts. I really want that little Neo one. I stumbled on the Museum of Punk, which my friend actually likes, so I decided to head in. This would look sick as an emblem in COD, but yeah, don't go here if you need to use the bathroom. This place is really cool and I totally recommend it if you're into punk culture, but sadly I only really know Nirvana and Nickelback. Oh, I thought I finally found a working toilet. The people that run this place are also really cool and nice, and they seem like real punkers. Alright, we finally made it back to the church. Of course we have Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ, that's a big organ. I actually haven't been up here since I was on a field trip in kindergarten. I had a classmate named Hallgrímur who had a twin, and they told me the church was named after him, and I actually believed it for a while. I will have to warn you, these bells ring every 15 minutes or so, and they are incredibly loud. This building is our next stop, but we're not going there quite yet. There really is no other way to get a view like this of the city, except maybe a helicopter. We are also going here later in the day, but not quite yet. This is my point of view every morning. I've never noticed how pretty the pattern on the ground is. Too bad there are ants sprawling everywhere. And that's where we were earlier. Over there you can see the pond. This is a museum of sculptures by Einar Jónsson. Here you can see Þorfinnur Karlsefni, or Thorfinn Man Material if you translate it to English. How do these people even come up with half of this stuff? I do not get it, but it looks amazing, so it's okay. low-key felt dizzy walking up these stairs. I imagine this is how the push people lived back in the days. I'm going over these pretty quickly, but if you actually go here and actually take time to look at them, they really are something else. Michelangelo who? I also didn't want to spoil everything, so I left out a couple rooms, but I definitely recommend going here. Pretty sure that's George Washington. Not sure who this is though. Over here is the garden, which you can actually enter for free, but I was too lazy to go outside. And we have made it to the last stop of the day, Perlan. Yeah, I'm not even gonna ask. When I was a kid, there actually used to be a geyser that came up from this tube, but they stopped with that for some reason. Here you can see how the tectonic plates look. They're actually slowly pulling Iceland apart. There were some earthly materials they were allowed to smell, and they actually smelled pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. Look, an eagle, it's me. I have a question about this animal that I can't seem to get an answer to. Here we can see the skeletal remains of my friend Alex. A really cool recreation of Icelandic cliffs, which indeed have a lot of birds. Here are some whales you can expect to see on the coast of Iceland. I'm still sad about this. Pretty sure this is from the Eyjafjallajökull explosion. Next up we are seeing a lava show, which was absolutely amazing. I'm probably a bit biased though because I was actually there. And after that we entered this dome-shaped screen room which took us inside a volcano. The guy got angry at me for recording in here though. I'm sorry, he was really funny and nice. And turns out I lied. The geyser is actually working and I was really surprised and happy. And next up we entered the ice cave. I was actually one of the testers for this, so I'm probably one of the first like 200 people to enter this. It's a really cool experience and you don't have to travel over 300 kilometers to get here, so I recommend going here if you want to scratch that ice cave itch. The first time I saw this, it actually blew my mind, but it's kinda easy to tell that it's just mirrors now. And here's the sad reality. All of Iceland's glaciers will disappear completely in the next 200 years. Laboon. I apologize in advance. And that's it for today. I haven't been good enough at traveling Iceland in the past few years, so I want to start working on that more, and I hope you will join me on that journey, and I will see you soon.